Warren, I've always been fascinated by some of the earliest jobs that actors have in their career, especially the lighthearted stuff.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to the National Theater in Washington.
Yeah.
Now, your first job, didn't it have something to do with a problem they had with rats at the theater?
Well, it sort of got glamorized in the telling that I was to keep rats from running into the theater. But I guess that's what I did, yeah.
Was that a particularly happy time for you?
Well, I was always much more interested. At that time, I was interested in the theater. I wasn't really that interested in the movies. But yeah, I had a good time. Yeah.
I was reading an old article about Bonnie and Clyde, and they said that a lot of people were concerned whether that movie would be a commercial film. Was that true, and did you have any worries about whether the audience would go to see that film?
It's interesting because I was just telling somebody about our letter that I found from Jack Warner to Walter McEwen, who was head of production at Warner's then, saying that Bonnie and Clyde was old-fashioned and that it went out with Jimmy Cagney, was what Jack Warner said in his letter. In fact, in the same way that you could say about this picture, that this is from another era. You never know what's in style and what's not in style. Sometimes I think about love affairs. It's as if you got up in the middle of a rap concert and sang "Danny Boy." It's you don't know what people are going to like. If it's true, if the sentiments are true, if the picture's any good, they'll like it. And if it's not, they won't. It doesn't matter about the style.
There's a great scene in Love Affair on the airplane where you're doing this kind of dance to get next to Annette. When you go flying, what kind of unusual and humorous things have you seen with people trying to get next to you on an airplane?
I once got on a plane. I was very impressed many years ago because I saw Muhammad Ali on the plane, and I didn't want to bother him. I sat down. About an hour later, Angelo Dundee came over to me and said, "Mr. Beatty," I said, "Yeah." And he says, "The champ is on the plane." I said, "Well, yeah, I saw him." He said, "He'd like your autograph." And I said, "He would like my autograph? I'd like his autograph." So I went back and we exchanged autographs. He asked me to rewrite mine because he couldn't read it the first time. And that's when Ali, actually, when I did Heaven Can Wait, which was also a remake, I was preparing it for Muhammad Ali. And he wound up not doing it, but
you have some great scenes, great moments with a tabloid photographer who's stalking you during the movie.
Oh, yeah.
I heard once that you sometimes have a problem with people in helicopters flying over your home. Like, what kind of extremes have you encountered with tabloid photographers trying to get close to you?
Oh, I don't know. You block them out. I'll come out of the woodwork somewhere. Helicopters, cars, fences. It's not really a problem.
I've always been fascinated with the lives of actors. Now, you seem to have had a very, very colorful life. If you wrote an autobiography, that would be a book I would certainly go out and buy. Is that something that you've thought about writing, and are you making notes about doing that?
I think about writing. But I'm not doing it now.
Okay. And last question. Met your wife on a number of occasions. What a lovely, special lady she is there.
Yeah.
And you're a dad now and all that. And I'm just wondering, having daughters. You in the past had a reputation when you were single of dating quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
How intimidated will the dates of your daughters be when it's time for them to date and they come to the front door of the Beatty house and knock on the front door and see you?
I think the question is, how intimidated will I be? And the answer is very. I hope it'll be a while. One is 6 and one is 1. So my 1-year-old is not dating, to my knowledge, but I don't want to be too much in control here. Mm.
Well, do you think you'll be able to give your daughters a lot of valuable advice about men?
Oh boy, I don't know. I have no idea whether I'll be able to give good advice. I'm sure that I'll just do as I'm told.
I have no idea.